Hey, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to record this little mini kind of training, I guess, or episode for you. And I really wanted to focus. One of the things that we're seeing right now in the market with most, business owners, CEOs, coaches, consultants, providers. Um, One of the things we're seeing pretty much across the board, whether you're a solopreneur or you have a team, we are seeing that one of the things that are coming up the most is people feel, business owners, CEOs, experts feel, I'm doing a lot of things. I feel like I'm doing the right things. However, I do feel like I have inconsistent sales. Like my sales feel inconsistent. They're not predictable. They're not repeatable. They're not scalable. They're not consistent. And also, a lot of people are feeling like the quality of their leads are just not where they want them to be. They're not quite the high quality leads that they would really love to be building their communities around and having conversations with and working with inside of their offers and programs, and just showing up to serve, right? Those are the two probably biggest things we are hearing and seeing in the market right now with the hundreds of people we're talking to every day, all of the people throughout our audience. We have a huge mailing list. If you're on it, we appreciate you. That's what we're hearing. So inconsistent sales, and then just not the high quality leads that you're really looking for. So if that is you and you're like, check, check, tune in. Hopefully, this would be valuable. This would be helpful for you. So, what I wanted to talk about is what I call the inconsistent sales trap. And there is this trap in the market that does actually create inconsistent sales. And I don't think anybody talks about this really. If they do, I don't think we've talked about it enough. And I'm hoping that you'll find some value and maybe have an aha breakthrough moment here, or just a great sense of clarity is what I'm hoping. But one of the biggest things in today's market right now is a lot of coaches, content creators, ad experts, funnel experts, a lot of the people that you guys are probably listening to, learning from, joining their webinars or masterclasses, maybe even buying their stuff. A lot of the people that you're learning from right now are very heavy. They're very heavy in like content creation, um, webinars, masterclasses, funnels, automation, paid advertising. They're very big and heavy in that marketing kind of content space. And in one of the in what I believe, because I've been in sales for 25 years, I've worked with everyone from David Nagel, Kelly Roach, Kathy Heller, you name it, many others that you probably know. I have been hired by those people to come in and help fix their delivery of their offer or program so that they have higher retention, higher show up rates, client success. I've also been hired to come in and build out their sales divisions, train their sales teams, fix their sales, right? Because a lot of the strategy today that a lot of you guys are learning that I believe is creating, I believe it's a sales trap. It's a perfect recipe for inconsistent sales. And I'm going to explain why, but stay with me, stick with me here a minute. A lot of what they're teaching, and it's what they're doing as well, right? Like they do what they teach. When I go into these companies to fix their sales and I see what they're doing, I can really quickly see why their sales are inconsistent or why they're down. And, they'll tell me the same spiel. All these 7 and 8 figure coaches tell me the same spiel. I'm doing ads, I'm running them to a masterclass or a webinar. I'm putting them in an automated funnel sequence after if they don't buy. I'm sending out tons of emails. I'm posting a ton of content. I'm recording videos. I'm going live. I've got my reels. I'm on all the platforms. I've got a bunch of different offers at a bunch of different price points. Like I'm doing all this stuff. And they're like, this used to work. This got me to 7 and 8 figures. Today, this is a grind. And my sales are so up and down and in and out and inconsistent. and I don't understand like what we're doing wrong here, right? If they have sales teams, they're not performing. Like they used to sell like crazy and now they're not. And I feel like I'm paying for like no results. What's happening here? And what I want to share with you guys, and I hope you'll just be open to hearing this, right? Again, I've been in the high ticket online sales space for 25 years now, and I've worked with all the millionaires. I've either been coached by them or I've actually been hired by them to fix their sales specifically inside of their companies, either with their sales teams or in their programs or both, right? And so I've been doing this a long time. It's very safe. I feel very confident in saying there's probably nobody that teaches sales better than I do. I am the best at what I do, and I'm really educated, not just on the sales inside the online space, but I understand the market right now very well. It is my job as a sales trainer and a sales coach for service based coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, and CEOs and sellers. It is my job to understand the market right now, how people are buying, what gets people to tick, how we need to be talking to people, what we need to say and not say, all of that, right? Like that is my job to understand that so that I'm always bringing you what is working and I'm not focusing on trends and fluff and things that are dying strategies. I have to stay very well educated on how people are buying today. And it needs to be very ethical, right? We need to make sure we're using human behavior and that we are being ethical in the way that we are showing up and selling in this market. And that's 100% what everything I teach exists on is ethical sales. And so right now, the biggest shift that we've had in the market that a lot of people are still trying to catch up to and are trying to figure out because it's so new for everybody is that we went from a very high, a very heavy market of content and marketing, and that's how people bought, right? Like, so years ago, if you were the person who posts the most, then you made the most. If you were the person that went live the most, you made the most. If you pumped out the content and you did the lives and you ran the ads and you hit the numbers and all of the master classes and the workshops and webinars, and if you had the awesome, beautiful, gorgeous funnel and it was so perfectly designed and set up, you were the one that won, right? You were the winner. You'd make the sales, you'd get the results. It was the way to go. And that worked really, really good for a lot of years because we were in a content rich market. People wanted information. Everybody wanted to consume as much as they could, learn as much as they could, get educated as much as they could. And we wanted to do that from a lot of different people and in a lot of different ways. We wanted to learn everything. One of the things people used to say to me years ago is, and I just love to learn. I love to learn everything about marketing, everything about content, everything about sales, funnels, you name it. We were in a very rich market of content consumption, information consuming, learning. People wanted to be educated. And that's why content was so big on social media. And that's why most of the platforms would require you to post multiple times a day on multiple platforms, was because that was what people were consuming. That kept people on the apps, right? That kept people on the platforms because that is how people were consuming information, and that's how people were buying back then. In 2023, this stopped, and Facebook groups kind of died down. They lost their fizzle, which were a huge thing back then. They are making a comeback, so just this year they should make a little bit of a comeback, which is good. But Facebook groups kind of lost their fizzle a little bit. Content views and engagement and stuff like that started dropping. People noticed it. People kind of started to see like my open rates are going down, my click-through rates are going down, engagement is dropping. My launches and my live videos, like less people are showing up live. Most people are in the replays, and then follow-up is taking forever. I feel like I'm begging and chasing and like reaching out a million times, and it's so hard to get people's proximity. All of this started happening in like 2023, and people thought, well, I just need to take what I've been doing and just do more of it. So I need to do more content. I need to show up more. I need to do more lives, more launches, more videos. I just need to do more. And people started getting in that trap of doing more and not seeing more, right? So effort was not equal, it wasn't an equal exchange to results. So people were like, I don't get it. I'm doing 20 times what I used to do that worked really good, and I'm not seeing a third of the results. I don't understand what's happening here. And everyone just kind of thought, oh, well, we just got to do more of the things we've always done, right? Well, in 2023, the market shifted from content and marketing kind of energy and zone to relational. People felt in 2023, the world was opening back up, people getting back out, people started traveling, people started going to work. But through 2020 and 2023, part of 2023, people had invested a lot of money in a lot of people, a lot of courses, a lot of programs, a lot of stuff online. And they felt like they did not get the results that they were told they were going to get or promised or whatever. I don't think you should ever promise anything. But people felt like, hey, I kind of feel scammed. I feel like I didn't get what I came here for. I feel like it wasn't what it said it was. There was a lot of that happened from 2020 to 2023. So people felt burnt. Okay. Now, also during this time, we all know that the economy was contracting and it was going through, the height of inflation. We're still in inflation. This isn't like a city or state thing, this is global. And so, with that, coupled with when you couple inflation and uncertainty in the market or in the economy and contraction, when you couple that with the fact that people felt like I've been online and I've been investing a lot of time and money and energy, and I feel burnt. I feel like I got screwed over. I don't feel like I got what I paid for. I feel like, I wasted a lot of money. When you combine those two things, so the economy with experience, when you bring those two things together, and neither one of those are the best experience, what happens is we develop a trust recession, which is what we're in right now. What does that mean? It just means people trust you slower than they used to. People would trust anybody. Like back, you guys can probably all sit here and say, oh God, yeah, I have spent money or invested money in someone I've never even met before. Like back, back 2020, 2023, it was the laziest sales market ever. Anybody could sell anything to anybody and everybody was buying. I always tell my clients, like, it was the laziest, you could do the laziest sales efforts and you would win. And today, you can't be lazy. Nobody will buy from you, right? Nobody will buy. And so what happened is you couple those things together and it created a trust recession. And all that really means, it does not mean, by the way, that people are not buying. It does not mean people have no money. It does not mean everybody's broke. It does not mean anything like that. A trust recession simply means that your audience is trusting you slower than they ever had before. It just means it's going to take longer and it's going to take some new efforts from you, not more efforts, just new and different efforts from you in order to build that trust with your audience and build it a little faster. Because it takes a long time right now. I'm not going to lie to you. Again, I do sales for millionaires, billionaires, myself for 25 years. I have hundreds, thousands of clients I've served. And trust used to be instant. You didn't have to earn it. You did not have to earn it. If you could go viral, if you could be, a name brand, if you could pump out enough content, get excited enough about your offers, if you could promote and pump it out enough, you would win, you would make sales. You did not have to earn people's trust. Now, if people feel like they don't truly trust that you are reputable, that you are trustworthy, that you are a person of your word, if you say you're going to help them do this, you're going to. If you say that, hey, my program, my offer, my services helps these people do this, they want to trust that that is true and that's going to happen. And they want to trust that when they make the investment, you're going to deliver what you promise and they're going to get the outcome. Obviously, assuming they show up and do the work, right? People need to trust that you have the solution. Okay, so it's not enough to just say, here's my program I'm so excited about, or here's my offer or services. Here's what we help everybody do, buy it. That's not enough today because people need to trust you. And we are in a relational market right now where You have to earn people's trust. You have to work for the sale. You have to work for it, and you have to earn their trust. And if those two things are not happening, you can still make sales, but you're probably going to have to spend way more money on ads if you're doing that. You're going to have to spend way more time, way more effort, way more energy. You're definitely going to have to do a lot more chasing. You're going to have to feel like you're begging and convincing and kind of trying to negotiate and get people to say yes. You're going to have to work 50 times harder than the guy next to you who's focusing on building real relationships and helping people to understand how that the offer or the services truly solve said problem and building trust around that. And we are 100% fully fledged into a relational market right now. People are only giving their money to people that they know, like, and trust 110%. And that is only because they've been burnt, number one. And two, we are in an economic contraction where there's a lot of uncertainty. We have a lot of people that are not able to afford their expenses. We have a lot of people that had to change their lifestyles because of inflation and maybe losing their jobs. We have a lot of people that are down to a one income job and they used to have a two or three. We have a lot of people that their businesses don't make the money they used to make. And so they have to be more frugal. People are being more frugal. And really, the word that I want to use is intentional. People are being way more, like 1,000% more intentional with who, what, where, and how they spend their money. They are still spending their money. They are still invested. People still have money. But because of these things I just shared with you, people are being more intentional with who, where, what, and how they spend their money. And they're going to spend their money with someone who looks and can demonstrate trust. You look like you got it together. You look like you're doing what you are selling me, right? Like if you're telling people, I can help you build a brand, and your brand is a bunch of, it looks like a bunch of cropped images that a 5-year-old did, that might not look trustworthy, right? If you're telling people that, you can help them with their content, but your content is inconsistent and it's all over the place and it looks cheesy or vanilla, they might not trust you, right? If you're telling people you can help them lose weight and you're overweight, they might not trust you today, right? If you tell people that you can help them have the best soulmate relationship of their life and you just got divorced for the third time and your relationship status is all over the place, they might not trust you. If you tell people I can help you make $100,000 a month and you're struggling to pay your bills and you're not able to demonstrate and show them that not only you yourself but so have your clients made that much, they're not going to trust you. So we are in a trust market where people need to see from you that you are a person of your word and that you can deliver what you promise through testimonials, through your own results, and through your consistency and positioning. So how you're showing up. You probably get all these courses and all this stuff from emails from people that are like, come join my webinar or my masterclass where I'll show you how to create content that gets clients. At the end of the day, it's not about content that gets clients. It's about content that builds authority and trust and demonstrates your ability to help people accomplish or achieve what you're telling them you can help them do in exchange for their money. And so we are in that kind of market now where we really do have to shift our focus from the person who posts the most to the person who talks to the most people. You really spend time, shift your focus from all this creation and automation to relationship building, trust building, talk to your people, get in conversation with them. You should be able to put a face to the name. You should be able to say, oh, I know who that is because I talked to them last week and they were on vacation to Bali and they're coming back and they're going to finally see the 3 kids that went off to college and they want this goal and they, you should know the people that you're selling to and they should know you. And you'll always make way more sales than any other strategy on the planet if you get in conversation with people and you build real relationships and you bond, right? You develop a relationship where you know, like, and trust each other and they prioritize your content. Who cares how much content we put out if nobody's seeing it? If you send a DM to somebody, don't you want them to stop what they're doing and be like, oh, Anne just sent me a DM, right? Or, oh, I just got an email from Anne. I should open that because it's probably important. I want to hear what she has to say. In order for your audience to prioritize you and your content and actually care about what you have to say, they need to have a relationship with you to do that. They need to know you, like you, trust you, and feel like you are genuine and truthful and honest in the work that you're doing and in what you are telling them you can help them accomplish. And this is going to create more sales for you than any automation, funnel, webinar, Facebook ad. Like, you don't, I mean, I have clients who have turned their Facebook ads completely off and they don't even run them anymore, and they make 50 times more sales per month than they ever did running ads, because ads is cold traffic. Those people don't know, like, or trust you. They have no idea who you are. That's cold leads. In this market, a cold lead is 4 to 6 months out from buy-in. So if you think about your audience and you're like, oh, dang, I've got like mostly a cold audience, well, then you can know that without the relationship building and the trust building, those leads are 4 to 6 months out from buy-in, and that is across the board. Even in 8-figure companies, $1-million, multi-million-dollar companies, this is across the board for all of us. It applies to all of us. And so what I really wanted to do here today is share why you get in these inconsistent sales traps. And I think it's because so many people are teaching content marketing, which is all good, right? Like, you have to create content, you got to show up, and you got to be visible, and you have to educate and help people understand who you are and what you do. Like, people need to know you exist, and you need to have authority. But to get sales, right? Because marketing and content, webinars and funnels, all this stuff, that's marketing. That is not supposed to make you sales. That is designed to create authority, visibility, grow your audience, generate leads. That's what that's for. But without sales, which is relationship building, trust building, qualifying, conversations, and having just a true system on how to do that. Without that, you just have a bucket, a pool of leads that you're going to hope and wish I say the right thing at some point someday, and somebody buys. That's a hope and wish strategy. So it's not enough to just run the ad to a funnel, to a webinar, to automation. Like, that's not today's market. People aren't buying that way because people don't know, like, and trust you through a funnel that's automated. They want to talk to you. They want to get to know you. They want to ask you questions, and they want you to answer those questions, right? And we have to earn the trust, and we have to earn that sale. So there's things we need to be doing with these people. And we teach our clients to build what I call a buyer's list, so that you can have a dedicated list of people that you're intentionally working with and you're supporting to get them over the finish line and into your programs, right? You're building the relationship, you're building that trust. You can't do that with hundreds of thousands of leads across a bunch of platforms. You can't spread yourself thin like that. So inconsistent sales trap is when you guys are being told and taught that this is the way you make sales. It's through marketing, it's through content, it's through automation. That is not the world we are in today. And if you're here listening to this, chances are I didn't need to say it. You already know, because it's what you're experiencing. You see it firsthand, right? This is the market. We all had to shift in 2023 out of that zone and into, oh gosh, we have to actually earn the sales. We got to build the relationship. We have to talk to our people. We actually have to get to know them, and we have to earn the sale and earn their trust. And it is a different market. A lot of people are struggling to lean into that, and they really think, if I just create another funnel, if I just create another training that talks about this, if I just do more, create more, show up more, be more, if I just do all this stuff, I think that maybe that could work. And it isn't going to in this market. So that's the inconsistent sales trap that I think a lot of people are in right now. And the way to make those daily sales is going to be building a buyer's list where you can take all these people that you have on your email list, on your LinkedIn account, Instagram or Facebook, people in your Facebook group. Like, if you look at the leads you have everywhere, to make $1 million consistently, you do not need more than maybe 500 to 800 people on a buyer's list at most. We help our clients get to 1,000. A lot of our clients have like 5,000. I've got like a little over 6,000, but you don't even need more than 500 to 800 on a buyer's list that you're intentionally working every day and nurturing and building that relationship and trust and moving them over the finish line. You don't need more than that. to generate a consistent multi-million dollar business. But it's really going to take you forever if you're trying to do that across platforms via email, a bunch of content, automation, which isn't how people buy today. So to speed it up and create consistency in your sales and to attract higher level people, right, into your world, it's going to be about one, looking at the audience you already have and pulling out the people that are showing you those high intent buyer behaviors. You want to write that down. High intent buyer behaviors. These are little subtle behaviors that show you this person is a potential buyer. They just have the DNA for a buyer. They are high level, high intent, and you want to get those on what we call a buyer's list, because it's hard to find those people throughout a bunch of different platforms. You need to put them on a list that you could just pull up every day and physically actually look at the names and put a face to the name, okay? And then what you need to do is learn how to build the relationship and start the conversations and qualify and bridge the gap and build the trust. And you need to learn how to do that really fast, because it can take a long time down in the weeds trying to do this if you don't know what you're doing and you're not doing it right. But we want to really, what I call, work that buyer's list, right? You got to do something with it. Otherwise it's just like an email list or a Facebook group. It's just a list of people. It doesn't mean anything to your sales, right? If you look at how many people you have in your audience, is that many people paying you every month? Obviously not, right? So everyone is not a buyer. We need to pull out the buyers. So you need to know the difference between brain pickers, freebie seekers, and buyers. So we look for the high intent buyer behavior. You look for those subtle little things that tell you, this is my buyer. And you put them on your buyers list. So eventually that list grows rapidly fast. And before you know it, you have overflow of consistent conversations, people reaching out to you saying, hey, saw this, love this, heard this, I want to know about your program. Instead of you chasing everybody down all the time, right? You have people coming to you and you have high intent conversations, high quality conversations, and you have consistent buyers moving over that finish line every day, every week, every month, every quarter and year. And you also have a step-by-step, scalable, repeatable, sustainable process, so a sales system, for the exact actions you take with every one of those leads to move them closer and closer and closer to buying every day. There's no more like, what should I do? How should I do it? Where should I do it? What should I say first, then next, then after? Is this the best way or that? Is it this platform or that one? Everything that we teach our clients is not platform specific. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. We teach the basic sales fundamentals. And the goal is to help you generate consistent sales through a consistent, repeatable sales system that can be done in just a few hours a day by you or someone on your team. And then we take you through the sales process, which is, how do we build that buyer's list? How do we move those people over the finish line through human behavior conversations and energy and learning how to build the trust, earn the trust, and earn that sale? How do we do that? And how do we do that in just a few hours a day repeatedly? And by either you or someone on your team. That's what we focus on. It has nothing to do with funnel, nothing to do with paid anything. You don't even need to run paid ads. You only need a few hundred, like 300 or 400, up to maybe 800, depending on your sales goals, leads on a buyer's list to make millions of dollars happen. You only need to do a few things, a few hours a day to make it happen. It's not about doing more stuff. Your funnels don't matter. Your automations don't matter. Your webinars don't matter. Your content doesn't matter. This stuff is not like part of the sales process. Those things are helpful, and we do have little content tricks and things that work really well to bring people into conversations with you who want to know about your programs. But those are not the points. The focal point is that buyer's list and what you're doing with that list and getting them over the finish line. And obviously, you also need to know, what is my idea? We call them champion clients. These are your buyers. What is their expensive problem that they want solved right now today? And how does your offer do that? And how do you position and talk about it so they get that in 5 seconds or less? If it takes you 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour to explain how your offer can help people and what you do in it, we're not going to get sales that way. So we really want to dial in the positioning of our offer so it does align with high quality buyers. A lot of people will come to me and they're like, I want higher quality buyers. And when I look at the positioning and I look at how you present the offer, I'm like, that is not attractive to somebody who has an expensive problem and money to spend. It's not attractive to a high intent buyer. It's more for like a freebie seeker, a brain picker, or a bargain shopper, a price shopper. That's not really in alignment. So your positioning of your offer and how you deliver the offer needs to actually match how a high intent buyer buys, right? So all of that also needs to come together. Otherwise, we're going to have a hard time selling, right? If that doesn't match. So I hope this was really helpful for you. I hope this maybe awakened some clarity for you, gave you an aha, maybe a breakthrough where you're like, okay, this right here, this makes sense to me. And this is my experience right now. Like, I'm seeing this, I'm feeling this, I get it. I really hope that that is what I could do today for you on this episode. It is just a bonus one. I really hope this makes a difference and kind of opens your eyes up to kind of doing a little assessment in your own business and really looking at, am I kind of still in that 2020 outdated strategy? Am I still trying to hustle and make that work? And should I be leaning more into this relational market we are in right now? Is that the answer to my sales? Like, consistent sales? Am I in the inconsistent sales trap? Have I fallen into that and just got stuck in that? I think that this is a great way to do that assessment, because if you can have honest clarity with yourself, the decision and your next step is very easy. It's very obvious, right? What you need to do to change that outcome and get those consistent sales through the door. And here's the beautiful thing: you can get this. You can get your sales consistent doing less than what you're doing right now. It's just about doing the right things and working with the market right now, not against it. You see what I'm saying? So I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to just let me know, like, I don't know, reach out to me somewhere. Let me know if this resonated with you. If so, like, what part? Where do you feel like you're in that inconsistent sales trap and you've kind of fallen in that? What's the biggest aha that this is my next step? This is what I need to do moment for you? I would love to hear that. And if anyone is sitting here like, I don't need to hear more, I don't need to know more, I want to implement this, I want to do this, I want some help to do this, we have a really phenomenal offer we just brought to our audience for the first time ever in our Sales Academy program, which is our high level sales training program. We pulled out the three parts of it that make our clients the most consistent sales, and we put it in a new program that is called the Sales Accelerator. And we said, I need personally, my mission is to help as many people as I can love sales and love selling. And to truly do that, you need to understand it. And to truly love sales and love selling, you need to make consistent sales. When you're not making money, you don't love selling. So my mission is to show you how easy you can make consistent sales every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year, in a repeatable, sustainable, scalable way. And it has nothing to do and will never have anything to do with a specific platform, a niche, a market, an economy. It sells, it works because it's the basic fundamentals. Sales is sales. And we pulled that out and we're teaching it in a very easy curriculum and a very easy structure for you guys. It's just $67 a month. You can cancel anytime. There's no contract. You have no risk, nothing to lose. If you love it, great. If you don't, you can leave. And there'll be no hard feelings, right? We know you're going to love it because you're going to make money. You're going to make sales. You're going to learn to love sales and understand them. And you're going to get out of that inconsistent sales trap and get into the consistency of how to make millions of dollars or whatever your goal is in a way that is so grounded in ethics. And it's grounded in science and math. So it's so proven no matter what's going on in the world or what platform you choose and what your niche is. And that is the beautiful thing about my expertise. It's not about content and marketing and funnels and automation. That's not my zone. My zone is making money. Rather, you are making money selling lipstick today, and then next year you're selling real estate because your career changed, whatever. You will have sales experience and education that will always allow you to make consistent sales and never financially struggle again, because you know this how to sell. And the beautiful thing too is if you are someone who's been in that marketing and content trap and you're not seeing those consistent high quality sales coming from that, this is going to put rocket fuel under those efforts and under those current strategies, because I'm not teaching you to go do anything new. I'm going to show you how to do this with what you got right now. We're just going to simplify it, scale it, make it sustainable, and make it consistent. So that's the beautiful thing about this. And that is what we're doing in the Sales Accelerator for just $67 a month. Super, super low risk, low barrier, easy entry for everybody. If that's something you want to look into, if that is something that you're like, dang, for $67 a month, and you're going to show me how to make sales every day, every week, every month with what I'm already doing and what I've already got, then this is a no-brainer. There is a link below for you to check out the page. You could go learn more and sign up and join us and see what it entails and what it involves. That would be great. But for the rest of you that's just kind of tuning in, I hope that this was valuable and helpful for you. I hope it opened up your eyes just a little bit and expanded your thought process on what this market really looks like and how people are buying, and how you can kind of lean into that and pivot some of the things you're doing to change the outcomes that you're getting, so that they are higher quality people that you are focusing on and dialing in on and attracting. And through those people, you're creating, consistent sales and getting out of that inconsistent sales trap. And getting your life back a little bit, right? Just a few hours a day, you get your life back. I hope this was helpful. Definitely stay in my world, reply, comment, reach out to me. Let's connect. We have a Facebook group. We have a podcast every week. We have a newsletter every week on our email list if you're there. Content going out on LinkedIn and Facebook. Definitely, connect, be in our world a little bit. I'd love to hear back from you, though. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways from this, your breakthroughs, what you're going to do next, any questions you have. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And of course, I hope you make sales today. All right, we'll talk soon.